Hey guys, it's Chris with Sir Links a Lot, and today we're going to be talking about guest posts. Guest posts are an extremely popular and powerful type of backlink, and they are probably the most used type of link to be used by SEOs to boost their rankings. We'll be covering a lot of stuff in this video, starting with some very basic things, so be sure to use the timestamps at the bottom if you want to skip around to something specific. We'll be covering what guest posts are, how to use them, how to get them yourself, and what makes our guest post special, as well as how to place an order if you're interested. All right, let's get going. All right, so first of all, what are guest posts? Guest post backlinks are links within new articles related to your niche posted on other people's websites. Essentially, you are a guest posting content on their site with a backlink to your own site in it. Here we have an example of a guest post we built recently. You can probably tell by these metrics that getting a link from this site would be great for your SEO. It's got authority and traffic, it's ranking for keywords, and most importantly, it's a real site that posts content related to your niche. Now I'm going to show you what a guest post backlink would look like in the real world. First of all, this isn't a site we build guest posts on, it's just a random site I found in Google for demonstration purposes. So let's pretend you have a site about coffee. For a guest post backlink to your site, you'd find a website like this that also posts coffee-related content and convince them to post a new article with a link back to your site. You can see here that we are on an inner page URL now opposed to the homepage. This is where articles usually exist on websites. Guest post links are contextual, meaning that it's in a paragraph of information related to your topic, which gives the link additional context for Google to understand. Getting relevant links to your website in articles like this is extremely powerful for your rankings as it passes the site's link juice or their trust, authority, and relevance onto your own site, and Google loves it. Back to our product page here, and scrolling down, you can see that guest post links are white hat. Guest posts are widely considered white hat backlinks as they come from real websites and they are safe to use. Paying for any type of backlink technically violates Google's TOS, but this is generally overlooked by most due to their widespread use and safety when following link building best practices. Scrolling back up to the top here, we'll go ahead and compare guest posts to other types of backlinks. Guest posts are one of the two main types of links SEOs use to boost their rankings. The other is niche edits. The rest of the links here are essentially different types of pillow links aside from the PBN links, of course. The biggest comparison to make here is between guest posts and niche edits. Niche edits are links edited into existing articles, while guest posts links are put into brand new articles instead. Guest posts tend to be slightly more expensive than niche edits because of this, and there are some major benefits that come with this slightly higher price. For one, you will be the only client being linked to from a guest post article. Websites that allow niche edits, on the other hand, will often allow more than one client link to be placed within articles. And secondly, in most cases, you can dictate exactly what you want the article to be about, meaning you can really get hyper-relevant backlinks from it. So even though your guest post article is starting fresh compared to niche edits articles, which have already established a presence with Google, there are definitely some major pluses for guest posts, and it's easy to understand why they are the most used type of backlink on the market. So next up, how to use guest posts. Due to their safety, guest posts can really be used at any point in the link building process, even for fresh sites. However, where you point them and the anchor text you use might change a little. Where you point guest post links is really up to you and what your site needs at that point in time. It can make sense to link to your homepage as well as to any inner pages that may need a boost. For newer sites, you'll probably want to stick to linking to your homepage for a while until the site begins to add more keywords and traffic. The anchor text you use will also vary and can either be very natural, meaning branded URL and generic anchors, or it can be more targeted exact match anchors. Again, for newer sites, you'll want to stick to the more natural stuff. For more information on linking to your homepage versus inner pages and what type of anchor text to use and when, check out our YouTube channel and blog for more information. But when in doubt, it's always better to be conservative rather than aggressive, meaning more links to your homepage and more branded URL and generic anchors. And of course, always make sure to be following link building best practices such as anchor diversity and link diversity. So now, how to get guest posts. To get guest post links, you can either buy them from a trusted provider or go out and get them yourself. Getting them yourself involves the following steps. First, you'll want to find suitable sites that you'd like to get content posted on. You can do this by manually searching for blogs related to your niche on Google or using some kind of automated tool to do it for you. Then you'll want to compile a list of appropriate domains you found along with email addresses you can contact each webmaster at. Some things to keep an eye on when selecting these domains are relevance, authority, traffic, and overall site health, which can be checked using a tool like Ahrefs. Next, you'll need to reach out to each webmaster with a pitch for writing an article to be posted on their site. Some things you might include in your pitch could be reasons to why your article would benefit their readers, examples of articles you've written for other sites before, and of course, money. Note that it's pretty rare for webmasters to agree to post content on their website without some sort of benefit to themselves, and that non-spammy, personalized emails get a lot more attention. For more info on this, we've got a whole article on outreach you can find on our blog. But as you can probably tell by now, the process of guest post outreach is extremely time-consuming and has a pretty low success rate. This is why most SEOs will either build entire teams around the process or hire the help of a trusted provider such as ourselves. So now I'll be going over our guest posts and how to place an order. Starting at the top of the page here, you can see our guest posts are powerful, safe, do follow links. It says they're contextual links placed on quality, relevant blogs. Contextual, of course, meaning that the links are contained in paragraphs of information like I showed you before, and relevant blogs, meaning the blogs post content related to your niche. Next up, it says extensive quality checks, only the best. Choose between our standard and premium tiers to get exactly what you want. And we'll be going over this here just in a minute. Next up, it says real blogger sites, no PBNs, articles on real sites, no author bios, no sponsored posts. No PBNs, of course, PBNs are not real websites. That's a big difference between PBNs and guest posts. Next up, no author bios. So it's nothing saying on the article that it was written by you. It will appear that it's written by the author of the actual blog. And of course, it doesn't say anywhere that the posts are sponsored posts. And last up, it says quality content from native writers, guest posts you can be proud to show your clients. Of course, we use a little bit of a higher tier of writer for this type of thing, and it's not some bottom of the barrel type writer you can find on Fiverr. Scrolling down the page here, we will get to our process. So first up, you choose your options. So you'll choose between our standard and premium options, which again, we'll be going into more detail in here in just a minute. And of course, when you're placing your order, you'll be giving us some stuff like your target URLs, your anchor text, and all that good stuff. Next up, we go ahead and we have articles written. Then we reach out to websites and negotiate deals with them to have the content with backlinks to your website put onto their websites. And it says right here, the TAT or the turnaround time usually takes 3 weeks or less. And after that, we go ahead and we send you a full report. And of course, the report will have all the information on it, like the actual URL of your article for you to inspect, your anchor text, and all that good stuff. Scrolling down further, the first thing we get to here is our pricing table. But before we get to the pricing table, here in this drop-down menu, you can tell the difference between our standard and our premium tiers. So here is a list of things that you can find on both our premium and standard tiers. This includes some things like a TF and CF, bear score minimum of 5, 100 or more referring domains minimum. We check for site appearance, no prior PBN use, it has to be indexed, of course, and no sponsored posts or no right for us blogs. The next thing here are checks that only the premium tier guest posts are checked for, and those are things like 1,000 or more traffic, traffic history and traffic location, the history of the website, SSL certificates, squeaky clean backlink profiles, meaning they're super clean, social media activity, and more. Something very important to note here is that if a domain fails even one of these checks, it's bumped down to the standard tier. So the most common thing that people ask about is this one right here, the 1,000+ traffic. And so, like I said before, if it fails any of these checks, it has to be bumped down to the standard tier. So you will very, very often get sites with 1,000 or more traffic in the standard tier. It's just because they've failed one of these other checks down here. So after you've gone over our premium and our standard options and you've decided on something to purchase, go ahead and click the Order Now button to be taken to the order form. Once you click the Order Now button, you'll be taken to a form which will look something like this. Like always, be sure to read the stuff at the top, please. It can have some very important things you need to know. For example, here it tells you that you get a 500-word article for free and that we need all of this information for every link that you order from us. So scrolling down, the first thing we need is your first name, your last name, and your email. If you don't have an account already with us, this will create one automatically for you. If you already have an account, you can either click here to sign in or it'll be auto-populated for you. Next up, we have our options here for you to choose from. So let's say you wanted one of these, and then let's say we wanted, I don't know, maybe it's already set on 12, but let's say we wanted 2 of these down here, and maybe, I don't know, 6 of these. So yeah, you just go ahead and choose your options there, what kind of guest posts you'd like. Next up, you can choose your article upgrades if you'd like to increase your article length. Remember, you get 500 words for free, but anything after that, you'll need an upgrade. And next up, you have your target URLs, your anchor text, your preferred article topics, and your niche. So yes, please give us all of those 4 things for each link that you ordered. If you got a large order, you can upload it. You can upload a spreadsheet here just because it's easier to organize than copy and pasting everything in here. Next, we have a place where you can upload a list of guest post domains you already have posts on if you want us to avoid. We check for this kind of thing ourselves, but if you'd like to give us, your own list, it always helps. And lastly, if you want to use your own article instead of having us write one for you, you can upload an article here for us to use. And then if there's anything else we need to know, you can just go ahead and put that here. So when you've got everything filled out and you're ready to order, you can go ahead and click the complete purchase button, and that will take you to the PayPal payment portal. Like I mentioned before, it'll take about 3 weeks or less for your guest posts to be complete, and when they are, we will send you a full report. If you scroll down here to the FAQ, you can click here to view a sample report. So your report will look something like this. Of course, your report will actually be filled out fully. We do not disclose any guest post sites we work with prior to links being placed on them, which is why this report is not filled out like that. But yeah, so if you had actually placed an order and this was your report, it would have the exact link URLs to each article we had written for you, so you'd be able to inspect all the websites yourself. Then there's things like the target URL that it's pointing to on your website, the anchor text that was used, and the word count of the article. All right, guys, that's about it for guest posts. We covered a bunch of stuff from what they are to how to use them and how to get them, and hopefully this video has been helpful. If you're thinking about placing an order, and if you ever have any questions, feel free to email us anytime at info@sirlinksalot.co, or you could always send us a message on Facebook. Also, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. It really helps us out a lot. And be sure to subscribe to our mailing list on our website, as well as joining our Facebook group, the SEO Roundtable, to get VIP access to flash sales and updates, as well as to take part in the SEO discussion and our learning community. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you next time.